All right. Shalom, Akim. Start this lesson. I do want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakadash. Double one star apostles and elders of great millstone that taught us the truth. Peace and blessing to the sincere Akim is pushing the truth. And no true sincerity to run the four corners of the earth to the Jalil to Asher Shalom. Okay, this is the brother Yara Ariyah from the Great Millstone Miami Camp. Come back to the spirit power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai and make another lesson. All right. This lesson is going to be going into how, all right, the crown we've been waiting for is coming. Okay, and we understand that, okay, there's going to be a crowning ceremony, in the kingdom, and, you're going to receive that crown, okay? And that crown is what? A sign of victory, a sign that you have succeeded, okay? And that's what we want to see, okay? We want to get that crown so the Lord can show us, so that we can be more, so that we can be proven acceptable to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. All right, and it's going to be a beautiful thing as well when we do get crowned. Okay, this is going to be something that you may cry about. Okay, because you understand, what you're fighting for. That you done fought long and hard for this crown. All right, this is something that you done sacrifice things for people, time. All right, to acquire, and now you have it. All right, and once we do acquire of that crown, it's going to be the best feeling ever. All right, and it's coming, man. Seeing what's taking place on the earth, seeing all the events, all the little tones of, all the little tokens that the Lord has given us, showing us that we almost out of here, man, and it's a beautiful thing. Okay, because when the Lord, these are the things that we've been waiting for and hastening for, is the return of Yahweh Shimon Shai. All right, and we understand that with the coming of Yahweh Shimon Shai, okay, and we understand what's going to come with it, man. Okay, the destruction, okay, of this place, okay, and as well as, okay, that crowning ceremony. All right, it's going to be a balance of events happening, man. It's going to be that wonderful crowning ceremony, and us and salvation are getting beamed up. Okay, all these things will be happening. But first, the destruction has to come. Okay, then shall the salvation and everything else come after, man. Okay, Lord want to put us through that test. That ultimate test is not bowing down the Esau system to try to take that seed. Okay, that is the ultimate test, man. All right, and Lord willing, we pass that test, and we be of that number. Lord's gonna bless us with salvation and that crown, man. All right, and that's the crown that we waiting on. Okay, you see now, kings and queens have crowns and these things, but that real crown, okay, is what is that crown that the Lord is gonna give us, man. Okay, not this mortal crown that you get from here, being a king and priest. No. Okay, 'cause guess why? Those crowns on this side are going to be destroyed. Okay, and the crown that the Lord is going to give us is going to be everlasting. Okay, I had a couple of precepts lined up. This is Second Timothy, the 4 verse 7, and it says, "Suck it." It says 4 verse 5, and it says, "But watch thou in all things, endure affliction, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of the ministry." And it says, For I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand." It says, verse 7, "I have fought the good fight, I have finished my course, I have kept the faith." It says, "Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness." That's right, man. That's a crown that we're waiting on, that crown of righteousness, man. Not a crown that you get from America. Or not from America, but get from trying to be a king or a priest. Okay, because that's a wicked crown. Okay, we're going to have a crown of righteousness through the spirit power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. All right, and it says, "Which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, And not to me only, but to also them that love us appearing. And that's right, man. All right, not only to okay to us, but unto all the men that have been doing the work and that succeed and don't take that season that been that has been doing the work of the Lord, man, in righteousness, in season, out of season. That's what that crown is gonna be for, man. All right, and what we're doing right now is for preparing ourselves for that crown. All right, continuing on, this is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 13, because all right, with all our endurance and everything that we're going through is for a reason. It says Matthew 20, oh, it's like 24 and verse 13. This is Matthew 24 and verse 13, and it says, "He, but he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved." And that's right, man. He that endured to the end, those men are going to be saved, man. Scriptures talk about who, who's that coming with healing in his wings. All right. Speaking on Yahushua, man. That's who's going to come with healing in his wings, man, to save the elect, those that have been, diligent and being a brother and doing all these things that are pleasing in the sight of the Lord, man. All right, and ultimately those that have fought for your crown, crown because, you got to fight for your crown. All right, it's not going to just be given to you so easily. Okay, you're gonna have to go through some things to achieve with that crown. All right, you're not gonna just know that you're an Israelite and you're gonna receive that crown. No, you're gonna have to been put through the ringer, man. Done went through some things. All right, been through some tribulations. Okay, that is what that is what the Lord is gonna bless. All right, with that crown, man. You thinking that that you're an Israelite is not gonna, it ain't gonna cut it. All right, you would have to be prophesying on the highways and byways, doing your videos, lessons, studying. Okay, showing yourself, approvable for the Lord to bless you with that crown, man. All right, that's what it says, endure to the end, okay? Because you're gonna have to go through some things, man. You're gonna have to put, hey, the Lord gonna put you through some things to see, guess what? To test your integrity. All right, Lord, just not giving out free crowns, no, man. All right, that you succeeded and you have earned that crown, man. All right, just like a father in the world, father just don't bless his son out of, just because. He may do it once you're there, but Father want to see that you earned it. What have you been doing for me to bless you with things, man? All right? That's what the Lord wants us to be, man. Diligent. What are our works that show the Lord that, hey, man, I deserve this crown? All right? Continuing on, this is Revelation chapter 3 and 11. It says, "Behold, I come quickly, hold fast." It says, "Hold fast, which thou hast, and that no man take thy crown." That's right, man. Hold fast. Don't let no one take your crown, man. Okay? Don't let nothing weave you away from the love of the Lord, okay, from doing the work of the Lord. Don't let no one take your crown. Don't let women take your crown, all right, your job, anything else, man. All right? We gotta hold fast, man. Okay, remaining in the scriptures, man. All right. And I got one more precept. This is 1 Corinthians 9, verse 24. All right, and it says, "Know ye." Oh, it's like it's not 9. My brother had put it in the telegram. Arabic, Slocky, the young lion. Where is it? Yeah, 9. First Corinthians 9. No, it's not 9. 24, Slocky. Set it up in here. Slocky, brothers. I'm looking for a precept that a brother put in this chat. Let's see. Let's see. Crown. Girl, let me just put corruptible. This is First Corinthians 9, verse 25, and it says, every man that strives for masteries and temperate in all things, now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. That's right, man. We want an incorruptible crown, man. Something that cannot be just taken away, in a space of time, man. Okay, or a change of events. All right, we want the incorruptible crown. People now try to obtain a corruptible crown, man. Okay, but we want the incorruptible crown because we know it comes with everlasting life, man. Okay, a world without end. Okay, the kingdom, man. That's the crown that we looking for, man. Just so brothers, keep fighting, keep enduring. Okay, we almost out of here. Low in this lesson, this edifying. Okay, with that, I do want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Dash. Double honor to our apostles and others of great militant that thought this is true. Peace and blessings to the sincere outcomes. With that, I do want to say,